Okay, the fact that we even have this for the show is really remarkable. Fitbit is the leading name when it comes to fitness trackers in America. They really kind of engineered and originated this concept. We have sold over 200,000 of them here at HSN, and can I tell you something? We have never sold a Fitbit at this price with a touchscreen, with these features. And by the way, Fitbit doesn't either. This was inspired by a very big, can't say the name, a jewelry designer. She does beautiful bracelets, et cetera, et cetera. This is my new jam. I have been a Fitbit wearer and user literally since they launched here at HSN, and even before that. People always make fun of me. I actually even sometimes double Fitbit. Doesn't mean that you get double the steps, but I'm obsessed with this brand. And why am I obsessed with it? Because I don't care whether it's losing weight or really empowering you with your health. This is not about no pain, no gain. This is not about killing yourself in the gym. This is not about, oh, I gotta get on that stair climber. This is about taking steps. In fact, it is taking steps to your better living, to your stress management, to your health. Yes, Apple or Android, it doesn't matter, but I buried the lead. This is the brand new innovation. This has only been out a couple of months. We include both a small and a large band. So I was joking yesterday, hit the buffet all you want, you know, she will not judge you. She'll put you in a judgment-free zone. I mean, whether it's Apple or Android, you know, looking at your texts, looking at your emails, seeing how you slept, did you have sleep disturbances? What's your oxygen level? What's your active zone? Do you know, even my previous Fitbit, my Charge 3, doesn't do active zone minutes. And by the way, I spent almost $180 for this at HSN. And by the way, this is prettier, this is smarter, this is sleeker. Oh yeah, it's the best price in America. It is the lowest price that we have found. So small and large band, hit the buffet, we don't care. Choose your color of choice. We have our orchid. We have our lunar white, which I've been kind of obsessed with. It's like this nice dove gray. It is a limited edition. It's a one-shot deal. We have black. Guys, 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 you want that black. It looks like, again, there's another very big jewelry designer, can't say the name. They design wedding bands for men. They design, I almost said the name. They design these very high-end expensive bracelets for the guys. He will lose his mind. I'm serious. You know, whether it's those active zone minutes or just, you know, having a challenge between, you know, husband and wife, you know, brother and sister. I mean, it doesn't matter. You need to do it now. Because if you go to the Fitbit website, you will spend $150 for this. My darling friend Lori knows the story. I was set to buy this from Fitbit because I like uber chic, but I want it to, you know, really help me keep track of my health and fitness. So I was gonna buy this for $150. Don't you do it, because we are doing a Black Friday sale now, better than the Fitbit website. It is your chance. This is the last show, one more airing coming up at 11 o'clock, and you cannot wait. And do you know what? We're also including 6 months of Fitbit Premium with your purchase as well. So you can see that I've combined it with maybe a little something details on, for those of you out there who become a friend of the show. And, you know, I hope you check me out on Facebook, but more importantly, I don't care where you're stepping, you know, what you're stepping, what you're doing. This is going to empower your life. My darling friend, I have known her for over 2 decades. There's never been a better brand ambassador for Fitbit. I mean, because we're both super fans. But Lori, in fact, you know what I was reminiscing on? So many great details about this. The price, the price, the price. But it does things that even my Fitbit that I spent $180, $179 for here at HSN, does things like there's no pulse oximeter in this. This has that. Do you remember the caller that we had? I can't remember her name. It was either Mary or Barbara. She made her goal. She didn't go to the gym. She was a sexy senior. She was in her mid-60s. I remember. Do you remember? Yeah. And she's like, oh, I got one of these Fitbit things. When I first put it on, I didn't even think I was moving very much. And lo and behold, she started adding more steps and more steps and more steps.
And she started walking with a friend.
She did.
Do you remember that?
You remember, she lost over 60 pounds. Now, I know individual results will vary, and I'm not gonna get too crazy about this, hence the name of the show, Crazy for Christmas. But I always liken back to that phone call, and sometime we'll have to make that available. You can read the reviews on Fitbit for yourself. They call it a wearable, but I gotta be honest, it is your health partner. It is your friend. It is, I'm telling you, even with all the doctor's appointments I've had, even on the macros, I can show you mine. It really helps me track. I mean, that's why I say even the steps are almost the least of which this does, because it is going to do everything from your steps to your heart rate to how did you sleep to your macros. Are you doing keto? Are you doing Weight Watchers? Are you watching the sugar in your diet? By the way, I did pretty good today. I did pretty good. I
Ooh.
did. I even got a couple hours of sleep, which is really kind of rare for me. Oh, you know I'm gonna be pacing that studio to get me up to 15,000. But no kidding, Lori, at the end of the day, I always say, almost the least of what this does. In fact, let me just show you. I mean, I can even, so it'll show me how many carbs, you know, all of that. It is
Right.
your health partner. It is your best friend. And at any price, it's worth it. Lori, first of all, I'm just gonna even ask kind of the elephant in the room. How can we do this? Because
Right.
because people, they're thinking, okay, well, they're calling it a wearable. Does that mean it doesn't do some stuff? Does it, you know, if it's less than $100, if
No.
it's, you know, less than the Fitbit website, does this one have fewer features or will it do the same stuff? How do we do this? And I mean that as an honest question.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's the giant partnership that we have with the team at Fitbit. I mean, we've been presenting Fitbit on air, you and I together, since basically Fitbit started in 2007. So we've been doing this a long time. And it's our buying power at HSN that really allows this to happen. Plus, little secret, Fitbit really loves us. Right? They give us offers like you just don't see out there. And the next time you see this offer, if there are any of the Lux left, it's going to be on Black Friday. You're probably going to have to wait in line outside of your favorite store. And when you get in the building, they're probably going to have two, right? So they'll be gone by the time you get in there. That's kind of the way it works with Black Friday. But this is the latest, the newest of all of the wearables from Fitbit. So this is packed with all of the latest technology and it is missing nothing. What I think I love about this the most is how sleek it is, how easy it is to wear. So this is going to work for everybody. And Shannon, my dear friend, any guesses how much this weighs? Do you even know? 1 ounce.
Oh my
1
Lord.
ounce. So, I mean, you forget you're even wearing it. So anybody that had issues with their, you know, their trackers or their wearables in the past where they didn't want to go to bed wearing it because it wasn't comfortable, this you forget you're wearing. So it's incredible. You just tap, there are no buttons on it. It's your watch. It's going to show you the time right here. And then, of course, because this is Fitbit, innovators, they started the whole craze with wearable technologies that gave us insight into our bodies. This is going to, of course, be able to tell us how many steps we moved like you did. You're doing great today. I'm so proud of you, girl. It shows you your distance, your calories burned, but it also shows you additional health features too. So it has SpO2 monitoring that happens at night while you're sleeping. So that's your blood oxygen saturation. This is also taking your temperature as you sleep. So Shannon, those are two gigantic indicators. If they're off a little bit, you might be coming down with something, right? So this is your first line of defense before you might even realize it. Your brand new Fitbit Lux could potentially give you that information. So this is really, really powerful. And then that deep dive into sleep. I know that's something you and I have always been so fascinated with, right? And then you start to draw conclusions. I notice when I step a little bit more during the day or I get my heart rate up with the active zone minutes that you were talking about a moment ago, I sleep better at night. So if you are gifting this for a loved one, I just want you to also realize this works with Apple. It works with Android. Just download that free Fitbit app, and this is going to give you even more insight than you've ever probably had about your body. You're also getting 6 months free of Fitbit Premium. So that is an even broader look at what's happening within your body. You can print out a health report to take to your doctor. I mean, Shannon, this is really interesting, cutting edge stuff that you're going to be able to learn from this. And it's right under your health metrics tab. So real quick, I'm just going to run you through a few of these so you can see what you can experience with this brand new Fitbit Lux and with the premium service. 6 months of this, by the way. So you can level up your fitness, keep your routine fresh. You've got 200 plus audio and video workouts, improve your healthy habits. There are guided programs. You need to do the sleep program. I did it. It's 2 weeks. I am sleeping better than I've ever slept in my whole life. You get tips and tricks and hacks. It's brilliant. And then here it is. So breathing rate, right here. You always wondered what was going on with your heart. This has always on continuously monitoring heart rate tracking. So it's all right there for you. Your heart rate variability, there it is. Skin temperature, taking your temperature at night as you sleep. And then also that SpO2, so that oxygen saturation in your blood. That's the thing. Remember, a bunch of us went out and got these at the beginning of all the craziness last year. This is taking that measurement with no, active thing that you have to do on your part whatsoever. It's automatically doing it for
Hey,
you. So
Lori, as
if
you
you are
show
gifting
that,
this,
I'm
it's
so
the
sorry.
gift
So a
of
couple of
health
things are
and love.
happening, and I promise this is not to be abrupt or rude, but Lori was showing you that pulse oximeter. The last one that I had on the air, now we've had two different ones that I personally have sold. One we sold for $39 and another one that we sold for $79. So I'm just giving you
Right.
kind of the broad strokes there. So what is happening, we have every service representative taking phone calls. This is your last show. Now I've got one official last airing coming up at 11 with Lori. But when Lori was saying that it weighs an ounce, I love my Samsung Galaxy. I can tell you that my phone weighs more than your Fitbit. I mean, it really does.
Yeah.
And so when I say this is your health partner and your health coach, I have all the colors if you join me now. I have all the colors if you join me now. And that, to be really clear, while I, listen, I try to be as good as I can, although every year I think Santa wants to leave me coal in my stocking. I will tell you this, this was inspired by a very big jewelry designer. You can interchange the bands. By the way, we do have a mesh. I think the mesh one is sold out, but you can find them elsewhere. There's just a little button on the back. I mean, you don't even have to have any technical know-how. You press the button and then you can put on, she even sells some of the bands. But you're getting a small and a large band, so belly up to the buffet, whatever you have. The Lunar White has been the most popular. Everybody gets a small and a large band. That Orchid is Fabulosity. And then mice or twice as nice, the guys. I'm just gonna take our little mouse away for a moment because if you are a jewelry aficionado, the men might recognize this. Once more, there's a jewelry designer that I can't say the name, I almost said the name, that actually does these very wearable wedding bands. And then the evolution of that was these great kind of uber chic modern men's bracelets. So men or women on the black for sure. I mean, maybe even on the Lunar White, but I gotta tell you, just because my friend Connie Craig Carroll has a jewelry line here at HSN, I probably talk about jewelry more in my off hours than even things that I talk on the air, because Connie and I are always talking jewelry. So she keeps me abreast of the big names and the big designers, and trust me, 99 bucks is a steal. And just be aware, we're technically calling this a wearable, but the truth of the matter is, this is the #1 brand in trackers, and we got all fancy, because this is Lux. So calling all divas. You do need to call us now though, and like I said, we are very busy. So use express ordering. You can probably hear how excited I am. I can show you this because it's my own personal sample. You guys have seen probably every photo of me taken over the last decade or more, where I'm wearing some version of a Fitbit. I've been obsessed with Fitbits. Truth be told, quite often I wear 2 of them, and I've been wearing both of these over the last week. But the Charge HR that I've been wearing, and Lori knows this is true, I have held out on some of the other, they're all great because Fitbit is the #1 name. They're the brand to beat. We've sold over 200,000. They're #1. Well, they have watches, like lots of, varieties of spice of life. I like more of the sleek versions. So I've been wearing my Charge HR, which I love. I bought at HSN for $179. And, I love her to tears. She's my best friend. She, keeps me on track. But you know what? She's not a pulse oximeter. That's like what? Anywhere from a $39 to $79 value. She doesn't check my temperature. I love her. I'm not being naughty to her, but, I love her. And you know what? She's not as sleek as this. So I guess my whole point is I love, and I've done a lot of different variations of Fitbit for a lot more money. Even as much as I love this, it's not this, and it doesn't do what this does. Kind of like, shake it to wake it, you tap it. I mean, you can interchange those bands. I'll try to turn that around so that you guys can see that from your vantage point. But if you want the black is actually proving to be the most popular in this hour. Now, I think there might be an extended delivery, but let me just be honest with you. I drove to 3 different grocery stores today to get a particular brand of water. When I find something I like, and I stick with it. And I guess my whole point is this is not, trapped in some port, some offshore. We have immediate quantities if you join us now. And then we're doing it for a better price on the Fitbit website. And men, women, small, large, you get the small and the large band. Black is proving to be the most popular at this point. Then, of course, we have the Lunar White, which is actually my pick. I think that's lovely. That Orchid Pink is really kind of a game changer because it definitely is fashion forward. We also have our extended holiday return policy. If you are new to HSN, first of all, welcome. Hope you can find and like me on Facebook. I'm Shannon Smith. We've got two different Shannons. I love my other Shannon. But there are details on a special surprise for those of you who have watched me for over 25 years, your family, and a little something for you. You'll see a question to gift or not to regift. This is a gift that keeps giving. This is not going to get regifted. This they will thank you for. They want it and they need it, even if they haven't asked for it specifically, even if this is just hold time, even if the only thing it did is do steps. But you have to understand, Fitbit is giving us the lowest price in the nation. It is their Black Friday deal, and it's a one-shot deal. So use that FlexPay. They are interest-free payments. You can get it home, now for $20. There is no restocking fee. So if for whatever reason they decide it's not their cup of tea, they can, send it back to us. And we don't withhold part of that money. $20 bill, Apple, PayPal, debit card. Remember, this works with Android or Apple. Lori, I talked about the elephant in the room. I said, how and why does Fitbit do this? Because they're selling it for $150 at Fitbit. Here's my other elephant in the room. And you know me, no secret is safe. I actually purchased a off-brand, somebody who was pretending, who was masquerading as Fitbit for my niece and for my nephew, because they get a lot of gifts from me. So I thought, I read the features and that website named after a river, and I got him something. It looked like a Fitbit. Let me just tell you, it was not a Fitbit. Because even when Lexi loaded it on her phone, she's like, Auntie Shannon, why is this not? I'm like, you know what? I don't know why that's not working, because it works on my Fitbit. We were having so many problems getting it to talk to the phone and this and that and the other thing. It's really true. People might think, well, first of all, this is actually as good as even some of those great pretenders in terms of price in the market. But
I know, right?
No, but it is the Fitbit difference just for a better price, isn't it?
Yeah, oh my gosh. I mean, Fitbit #1 top brand when it comes to smart wearables. You can see your text message on here, Shannon. You're going to be able to read who's calling you. You can see the first few lines of an email. Don't be disappointed by knockoffs. I keep seeing these off brands. The reviews are terrible. People hate them. They get them home and they're like, it's not a Fitbit. If you're gifting this to someone, it doesn't mean they're a brand snob if you give them a Fitbit. It just means you're giving them the best. They basically started the entire trend of smart wearables back in 2007. So they've really perfected it, and they keep adding features. So what I want you to realize this is actually more tomorrow than it is today. This is the brand new Lux. It's the first time that Fitbit has ever done a full color touchscreen on a smaller footprint like this. So it really is a bold visual that is beautiful and easy to wear, and yet super lightweight and slim. Perfect for everybody. Like you said, guys, gals, everybody. Works with all the phone brands, pairs easily. You're not going to have any issues with this because it is a true Fitbit product. I would not settle for second or third or 10th best. I would absolutely go with the #1 brand. And think about all the information you're going to have, even if it's just steps. Even if you're just moving a little bit more today than you did yesterday, this is worth its weight in gold. Even if you're more cognizant of what's happening with your heart, or you have a more in-depth conversation with your doctor because you are bringing more information to the table that they can help guide you from a health perspective so that you can live a better life, a more full life. We all want to look better. We want to feel better. Fitbit is the first step in that process because you have no idea how much or how little you're moving right now unless you put on one of these smart wearables. And Shannon, I love that I'm connected to my phone. Okay, I'm going to go into a little bit more depth if we have time with this incredible free application. Again, you're getting the 6 months of Fitbit Premium, which is huge. Some of the new features include stress management. So a lot of us live stressful lives, right? That's just kind of the way it is these days. If you're stuck in traffic or something is happening, you're going to be assessed a stress score. And this is really interesting because then you can go in and log how you're feeling if you want to. You certainly do not have to. But Shannon, right on your wrist, that's when you can actually take steps to try to mitigate that stress. There is a little button right here. It's just on the screen. It's not an actual button, but you just swipe over to it and it's a little heart. And that's your deep guided breathing. So that helps you reconnect your mind, body, and spirit, slow things down a little bit. It just makes so much sense to be able to take that stress, realize it's happening, acknowledge it, and then now you can do something about it. These are all things we've probably thought about wanting to do, but we had no idea how to get started. This is how you get started with the Fitbit Lux. And it is so gorgeous, so easy to wear, and with all of these incredible features that enhance our life and empower us. Oh my gosh, you're going to love this. And I hate to send you back out shopping again, Shannon, but you need to pick these up for your niece and nephew because
Yeah.
it's Fitbit.
Do you know what? In fact, okay, and listen, I'm not putting any shame in my game. We actually have a designated kids Fitbit. It's $80.
Yes.
And it's lovely. Yeah. It's fun. It's designed for the kids. You could select that. I'm just going to put this in perspective, though. You know, Lexi's what, 9 going on, 29? I mean, it doesn't take long before they want the big girl stuff, right? So dealer's choice, we have the kids version and, kind of fun fashion colors there. But remember, now we include 2 bands with your today's special. This is the last show. Now, the last official airing is at 11 o'clock tonight. I'm just going to encourage you to do it now, because here's what we do know. We are raising the price. We are raising the price. Fitbit is selling this for $150. They're selling it right now. I almost bought it for $150. We're including 6 months of Fitbit Premium. That's a $60 value right there. The 2 bands. Now remember, on the back, and I've reversed this, but look at how sleek and how stylish this is. This is jewelry inspired, but remember again, there's a big, jewelry designer that this was, and kind of inspired by, and all that great stuff. But you can interchange the bands. You just press the button on the back, and it's very, very easy. Even with my arthritis, you can do it, I promise. But it's so uber chic, especially if you're doing that lunar white. So 2 bands, small and medium. Yes, Apple or Android. 6 months of Fitbit Premium included for no additional cost. That's $60 right there. It's a limited edition. They are not in some ports, some distant shore. We've got them if you shop now. And we've got them for the lowest price in America. Fitbit sells this for $150 right now. Orchid pink, lunar white, and then guys, if you've seen this very contemporary fashion jewelry designer for men, they do a line of like these really nice more wearable wedding bands for the guys, and then the evolution is even into kind of fitness rings and bracelets and stuff like that. So very, very high-end luxe look for the guys as well. So I'll just tell you that. So 2 bands as well. Charge it when you get it. Charger, of course, is included. And remember, we can't help you with a protection plan for your life, but we can, protect, your Fitbit if you would like. Hey, by the way, it is also, Lori, what are the stats? So water resistant. So
yes,
I want to get credit, for steps in my shower. And then Apple or Android. So I saw you get a text from Helen earlier. So whether it's text or if you're using your Apple phone, at least you can get like your first blush. You don't have to interrupt your life. You don't have to interrupt those games you were playing earlier, Lori. But I will say this, that's why I keep going back. We started calling it a wearable because we were calling all divas. I mean, because it's beautiful, it's fancy. But the truth is, it is actually more advanced in terms of tracking fitness than even my Charge HR. And I realize this is a couple of generations past, but I still love her so much I can't get rid of her. I spent $179 here at HSN, but there's no pulse oximeter built into this. I have sold them for as much as $79, as little as $39 on the air here at HSN. This does not check my temperature. This does. Use all that information for it. Just get it at home. I'm just telling you, you need this more than you think you need it. Lori, it's really true. We become Fitbit's best marketing crusaders because once you try Fitbit, it elicits all this conversation. It's like you become part of this big community and family because the hardest thing we have to do is just to get people to try it. Like that beautiful caller, and I'm trying to remember, I thought she was from Texas, but remember she's like, oh, I could only do a couple thousand steps. And then, soon it was 8,000, then 10,000, then 15,000. And listen, I know individual results will vary, but she wasn't killing it in the gym. She wasn't on, you
No,
know, that stair climber. She wasn't even on the treadmill. She was walking around the neighborhood with her
right.
friend. She lost over 60 pounds. She's a sexy senior.
Yeah.
I realize everybody's different. But Lori, that was a wake-up call even for me. It inspired me to walk even more. But I guess my whole point is, like my mom has never gone to the gym. She is now fascinated that her phone tracks her steps, but I'm like, Mom, you gotta keep that in your pocket. What are you doing when you sleep? So it makes a difference no matter what you are doing to live a better life, doesn't it, Lori?
Yeah, I mean, it really does. I mean, I loved that caller because she was a total newbie to moving, like so many of us are at one point where we just realize, okay, I've got to do something. And just putting one foot in front of the other is all it takes. You put on your Fitbit, you move a little bit more. You just kind of slightly change your attitude based on what you're seeing on your wrist. Because as I'm closing in on that target, oh my gosh, it motivates me. And that's what's going to happen to you. And it's not judgmental. It's not mean. This isn't a boot camp class where you feel bad about yourself. This is just you being provided with information, and then you can make those minor adjustments to have that better health and move a little bit more. Let me tell you what happened to me. So you were talking about active zone minutes being nearly as important as steps these days. That's simply getting your heart rate up a little bit more. I know we've got a little screen that we can show you what that means, the active zone minutes. But this is really important because it reminds you to do it right here. It's on your wrist. So that's just, again, getting your heart rate up just a little bit more. So you're getting zone notifications, personalized goals. You don't have to do it all in one shot during the day. You could earn those minutes all day long. And even if it's just a handful of minutes, you're going to see progress. And then you get the celebrations. And Shannon, here's what happened to me. So my Fitbit app said to me the other day, a little banner came up at the top and it said, you had more active zone minutes last week. And as a result, your resting heart rate has gone down 3 beats per minute. I couldn't believe it. I'm connecting dots now. I moved a little bit more and now my resting heart rate is better. My heart health has improved because of some steps that I took because Fitbit was there to cheer me on. That is huge. Being able to sleep better at night because you've moved a little bit more during the day. And then you touched on something really important too, being able to challenge friends. So if you're getting one for you, maybe get one for your mom and you guys can compete even if you live in separate states. A bunch of us are having a competition right now, but let me just show you based on Ty's progress here, it's not a competition anymore. He's kicking our backsides here. So Ty Mayberry has moved 26,984 steps. I hope he's about ready to go to bed because there's no way I'm ever going to catch up with him. But I mean, these challenges, and again, this could be with friends all over the country or new people that you meet through the app who have common interests or people that you do know, or you don't have to do it at all. But my gosh, when we do a challenge day, we're all so motivated because we don't want to come in last, right? But it really is a fun way just to walk a little bit more. And like our caller said that day, that's all it takes. Just a little bit of motivation, some knowledge, some information so that you can be empowered.
It's true, and oh, we are so busy. Please do me a favor. First of all, hopefully you're having fun, and you know, Merry Christmas. This is a show I so look forward to. We're not doing it every week like we did last year, but I am if you go to my Facebook or my Instagram, Shannon Smith on HSN, Shannon Smith on HSN on Facebook. Little detailed information on maybe the bracelet that I'm wearing next to this beautiful bracelet that also happens to be the #1 name for the lowest price on fitness wearable tracker in America. I can tell you this for a fact. The best gift that you give for the holidays is the gift that you give to yourself. And someone who, sadly this last year learns, you know that phrase, if you have your health, you have everything. It's funny the things that you really appreciate and are grateful for, you will never regret making this purchase. And that's whether you move a little, whether you move a lot. You will never regret giving yourself the gift of health and empowerment back. You won't. And that's at the $150 price. You can tell, you know, this is where I kind of get up on my soapbox. And Lori knows, you know, Lori and I have known each other for over 20 years. I've known you as, for my HSN family for over 25 years. And certainly this last year has taught us that our health is important. And if this just makes you more conscious and makes you more aware, and then heck, if it gets you a design that was inspired by a very big fancy schmancy jewelry designer, oh yeah, and then we give you a better price than the Fitbit website, you need this more than you think you do. You'll love it more than you think you will. The hardest thing to get you to do is to make that phone call. And my apologies, I should have recorded it on my phone when we had that lovely caller who, I called her the sexy senior. She never thought she could do it. And she actually kind of bought the Fitbit. Lori, do you remember the story? She bought the Fitbit kind of like on a challenge, you know, like that host, you know, she said it's gonna make a difference in my life. And she really did not expect, she really didn't expect much, to be honest.
Right.
Right?
Right. Right. Yeah, I think she was pleasantly surprised with the level of not only information, but inspiration that she drew from having a Fitbit on her wrist. I think it was kind of an eye-opener for her, and it was for me too, how little I was actually moving. You know, I love the little vibrations that you can set to happen hourly. So I turned that feature on, and I think that's what one of the features our friend was talking about when she called, because now I have hourly micro goals of 250 steps. So if I'm doing Zoom calls all day, you know, I'm busy, I'm like doing shows or whatever, I sometimes forget to get up and walk around. Right? And a lot of us forget to do that. With this, it gently vibrates and it says, hey, you haven't hit your 250 yet this hour. You want to go ahead and do that? And it's, again, not judgmental. It's not mean to you. And if you can't do it, you can't do it. But it makes you cognizant. It reminds you that you need to get up and move. So I happen to love that feature. I think that's amazing. And it's sleep tracking. Being able to wear this to bed, and it automatically tracks sleep for you. You don't have to put it in any sort of setting. So it's gonna, all you do is wake up in the morning and you're gonna see it on your wrist. But this is giving you a sleep score from 1 to 100, how well or how poorly you slept. You can see everything here, Shannon. You can see how long it took for you to wind down and go to bed at night. You can see how you slept, how long you slept in light mode, deep, or REM sleep. You can set silent alarms so you don't have to wake up your partner. You can just have that gentle vibration on your wrist. Bedtime reminders. I am notoriously bad about going to bed early. I just can't do it. I'm a night owl. This reminds me, hey, might want to start thinking about going to bed. So I've been able to move my bedtime quite a bit earlier. And this does that gentle wake up, and it wakes you up at a time when you feel more refreshed. So sometimes when I set my alarm for, 7 a.m., it'll wake me up at maybe 7:02 because that's a time during my sleep cycle when I'm going to wake up feeling better. So all of these little tools really add up to be a better person, to feel better. And we want to look better. We want to feel better. Like you said, Shannon, our health is everything. And you don't really start to think about it sometimes until you've been through what we've all been through in the last year and a half. And health is so important. This is going to give you a heads up. It lets you know what's going on with your body. It demystifies so many of the things happening within us that now we can take steps and now we can make those improvements. Well, that's what I love about this
you need to do it now. Hey, we do have that Protection Plus available, so check with your service representative for details. I can't help you with your life, but we can help you out with other stuff. And let me put this in perspective, and then I'll introduce the value again. This is life is not one size fits all, but let me just name some names. I'm gonna call some names out. Andrew Lessman, Jay King, Jay's buyer who retired recently, every single one of them, Fitbit. Every single one. Andrew, he's like a tie. He's on this end of the spectrum. Jay and I, maybe we're on this end of the spectrum. Jay is looking leaner than he's ever have. I feel like I'm looking leaner than I ever have despite some challenges. I'm gonna tell you what, when COVID hit and I couldn't get to the gym, because Lori knows I have always been a gym rat, you wanna talk about somebody who had full-blown panic attack, I'm like, what am I gonna do? I had Fitbit. You have Fitbit. You will have Fitbit. No matter what's going on in your life, no matter what stressor, no matter what's going on, I'm just gonna say it, this will change how you look at your day. It absolutely will. Do you know what, even if you just try it to challenge me or challenge yourself, once you try Fitbit, you can hear how passionate I am about this. You will never, ever regret it. Now take it out of the box. Now, I'm so obsessed with Fitbit, I actually have spare Fitbits, as Lori knows, because I'm famous for leaving them, around my house and then not finding them. I never want to go a day without Fitbit, and I know you'll be the same way. Fitbit, you're gonna spend more money if you go to the Fitbit website. This is your last show. This is your last show. The last official airing is coming up at 11 o'clock. I have all the colors if you join us now. We have that unconditional money-back guarantee until the end of January. If you are new to HSN, you can hear how excited I am about this because, hey, I love a deal, but this is the Lux. This has only been around for a couple of months, and yet it has features that my Charge HR that I spent almost $180 for at HSN does not have, to include body temperature and pulse oximeter. Yes, Apple or Android, small and large band included. Choose it in that orchid. The lunar white is actually my favorite, inspired by a very big jewelry designer. Remember, if you press a little button on the back, there are great tutorials online. You can actually switch out the bands if you would like. And then the black, the black, the black. Definitely gender neutral. There's another jewelry designer that does like these wearables, wedding rings for the guys, and then also bracelets. So this is your evolution. And evolve your life. Change your life, empower your life, love your life, whether you're moving a little or whether you're moving a lot. And if some of the testimonials that I've been sharing just from circumstance of being on the air or read some of the reviews, if they've inspired you, what is your Fitbit story going to be? I promise you're going to have one. I do. Lori, truth be told, before COVID, well, even during COVID, how many times have you seen me or another host on the air and we're walking around the set? You see me during shows do this. I'm like, oh, I got to get 200 more steps in. And then what do I do? My crew has even seen me. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I got 200 more steps, and then I go into the next, 10,000-ish. And it's fun because at the end of the day, I mean, I love food. I love to be in the kitchen just like your gorgeous
Same.
husband. And, even on my Fitbit, I mean, I'll show you. My phone weighs more than the Fitbit. If
sure.
that means, by the way, 6 months of Fitbit Premium included. I haven't loaded anything on here because I've just been playing around, but they're all my health metrics. But stress management, okay, I'm almost up to 15,000. That's how much I've been fidgeting on the set. But you can see, okay, where are my calories burned? Let me go into here. Okay, so I've actually burned 2,900 calories today.
Wow.
Girl,
Great job.
I am gonna have me a beef taco when I'm done with work. I am.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what? I can have chocolate.
You deserve it.
We've got chocolate that is both keto and Weight Watchers friendly. That's coming up next hour. But they say that you make choices in life. This is the best, the easiest, the most seamless, the most affordable choice to empower yourself or somebody that you love to live a better life today and today only with your last show. It's hard to get much better than this, don't you think, Lori?
It really is. I mean, this is the newest and the latest. And we all know, just from years and years of presenting Fitbit, they never discount their newest model this soon. I couldn't even believe this was happening. But because of the supply chain issues and because really a lot of us need to get our shopping done early this year if we expect to be able to get gifts for loved ones, that's how this all came about. And as a matter of fact, I want you to realize I got a message from my husband. So I was reading the full text message. When you were talking just a second ago, he said, say hi to Shannon for me. Aww. He's at the Lightning game tonight. He said they lost. Sorry to hear that. But I love being connected to my phone. And as a busy mom, I know a lot of you can relate to this, right? Here's how we spend our day. Like this, with our nose against our phone. It's very frustrating. I don't feel present for my child sometimes, and I don't like that feeling. With Fitbit, you're connected to your phone. You can see who's calling. You can see that text message. You can see the first few lines of an email come in. If it's urgent, you can even do quick responses right on your wrist, especially if you're that Android user. But again, this works with Apple, Android. It's a smart wearable. It's health and fitness tracking. It's whole person health. Everything is considered here. So I really love this for you. I love this for anybody who just wants to pay attention to what's going on in their body and then feel empowered to make those subtle changes. But what a great gift. What a crazy good price on the newest and the latest, the Fitbit Lux. I told you, Shannon, I love this even more than I thought I would because the screen is so gorgeous and easy to see and no buttons. So it's very simple to maneuver. You just tap and you just swipe and that's it. And
you know what? There is no downside to this. I mean, there isn't. I mean, it's, as the saying goes, it is all good. And it is all good for today and today. And this is the last show. The last airing is coming up at 11 o'clock. Laura, I'm just telling you. Kevin, is that black the most popular choice in this hour? Okay, the lunar white has actually been the most popular choice. Now, any way you stack it, we do have what is called an extended delivery. That's great, but you want this now. I'm telling you, you want this now. So don't hang up. We have one for you. 2 bands, 6 months of Fitbit Premium included. That's $60. Orchid pink, lunar white has been the most popular in this show, and then that black, gender neutral, men, women, you name it. Lori, we'll let you, keep doing your steps, trying to catch up with Ty.
Yeah, I gotta hurry. I'm never gonna catch up with him at this point, but I might catch up with somebody.
One can dream. Well, awesome job as always. We'll see you for that last airing coming up at 11 o'clock tonight, okay?
Thank you so much, my beautiful friend. Love you, Shan.
Thank you, Lori. Love you. So we're going to see what Santa has in his stocking. And, well, does Santa need a Protection Plus? I don't know. Those reindeer, they could be up to no good. Santa could even use a Protection Plus plan. Exactly. The sleigh, you got to cover the sleigh. Bumper-to-bumper protection. I mean, why not? Ask about it. Of course, powered by Allstate. I have my Secret Santa. Find and like me on Facebook. There was a little, Instagram, Facebook thank you from me to you. So I hope you can find and like it. The question is to read